And welcome back to another episode of All of Fabric 5, where today we have some iridium. Now, this actually has been that long since the last episode, but it turns out I didn't have this extract on, so we were never importing the iridium directly into the system. But this is sweet. This is what we were waiting for crafting this monocrystalline stuff. We're still actually short of argon. We can't actually process that yet, because this is a little bit slow. Now, we have a temporary solution for this, and that is flogging upgrades off another one of our machines. And I did chuck a bunch in there, so I've kind of been rotating these around. There we go. Now that can they can get a lot faster. Yeah, it's actually going to go way faster than it was. It only had an efficiency of 14 before. So that's going to get us that argon. I might just sleep. Nice. And that is going to be... yeah, need some silicon dust, that little bit of argon, which I'm thinking now, maybe this shouldn't be a keep in stock thing. Maybe this shouldn't be a keep in stock thing. We'll see. We'll see. Because if I teach this recipe and take out the argon, that is going to mean that if there's not enough argon in here, it's still going to try and craft stuff, and then it won't work, which is going to jam the machine up, and that is totally what's going to happen because we don't have enough argon in here. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. And there's actually one other recipe we need to teach, which is the silicon wafer, and thankfully one of these things turns into 32 silicon wafers, so let's take that out. That's actually not too bad. Not too bad. But what we're currently working towards is the digital processor? The processing unit, rather. And there's a couple of things we still need to sort. So we got a bunch of it done last episode. And I've just realized I now need another cutting recipe here. And channels. We've got a spare channel. This is how I got caught out last episode by not having enough channels after I removed one of these. Or added another pattern provider. And we didn't actually have enough channels. So I'm probably going to do that again. But for now, we should be fine. We should now know how to make those circuit boards. And so we can take that off there. They are used, not here, but for making RAM. So, aluminum dust, that's pretty easy. We should have a bunch of this, because over here, we're keeping bauxite dust in stock from a whole bunch of electric quarry mining that happened a while ago now. So we should have plenty of aluminum dust in stock. And then if we look at... so we're looking at the RAM. Antimony dust, that's fine. We should have that. Actually, that might all be in ingot form. It's mostly in ingot form, but we have a recipe for it. Oh, and that's turning the ingots back into dust. Cool. So I must have had to use antimony dust for something. So that's not a problem. Argon, we are getting now. It's getting produced. But we need styrene butadiene rubber. And I might just clear out these bits and pieces. Let's just focus on this for now, making some RAM. So to do that, lead tiny dust is fine, but we're going to need to know butadiene, and we're going to need a chemical reactor. Butadiene is in another chemical reactor with styrene and butadiene. Now, what do we have in the system? We have methane. I think we've got butadiene, so we can take that off, but we need styrene, and that's in another chemical reactor, so we need 3 chemical reactors so far. And it's just iron dust, ethyl benzene, and steam. I think this is fine. We're not storing steam in the system, but we can we'll have a dedicated chemical reactor for this. And I think ethylbenzene we do have. That's ethylbenzene, that's ethylbenzene. So let's get some chemical reactors on the way. You know what, let's just have 8. We constantly need these things. Oh, this is going to take ages. Cool. So we have that on the way. That's kind of gonna solve that problem. I think we know how to craft lead tiny dust. I don't think we want to use chromium for this. That's actually going to take care of RAM. I think we could get some silicon wafers. If we asked for one of these, well, I think we get 32, right? We have silicon available. We'll start that. That should have fired up this blast furnace. But he's got... Right. I've been processing some titanium, so let's take that out. And we might have the same trouble here. No, you're just processing titanium. You can keep doing that. That'll be fine. Eventually, this is all going to go in here. And did that just craft it? No, he's crafting it now. And that's a bit slower. Actually, this crafted not too slow, so we should actually have silicon wafers now. Silicon wafers. Not a quest. Well, no, it wouldn't be a quest anyway. It might be maybe an achievement. I always forget how to find advancements. Advancements. I haven't been looking through here, so I don't know what we've been following and not following. Modern industrialization. Okay. So we've been missing heaps of these. But silicon was not. That was not one. That was not one we were looking at. Cool. So we now have a whole bunch of chemical reactors. The first thing we needed, right, was that styrene? Yes, styrene. And this should be okay. It's going to be another situation where we probably just want to keep a bunch of stuff in stock. We have some channels left here. I will set one of these up. That actually shouldn't be too major. All right, cool. So we've got a chemical reactor. He has steam. We just want to keep this ethyl benzene in stock. And why are you not keeping ethyl benzene in stock? We still have channels left, don't we? We still have channels left. Device. Missing channel. Wait, what? Okay, no, we're missing... Wait, what? Oh, this is hooked up in ways I did not expect. And I don't think we actually intended for that to be connected there. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, P2P would be alright. This goes here, right? There we go. Network booting. Device online. There we go. You keep ethyl benzene in stock. Nice. And we're going to have to pipe that with some fluid pipes. We could use a yellow fluid pipe. It's not really going to matter too much. You are going to... Now, actually, let's... Because this is making like another liquid, so we probably want to do this. So that we can do that. So that it'll auto input. You do output. You get ethyl benzene. And then we're going to want to keep iron dust in stock. That should be okay. Oh, Of course, we're going to have to pipe that with item pipes because it doesn't automatically extract. Right. So it's going to be a little bit messy, but I guess not too bad. And we can even do this and say you only output that. And you can input whatever you want. That's fine. And there we go. Now we're going to be getting some hydrogen and styrene. Nice. So that should be kind of this taken care of. Then we can make the styrene butadiene stuff. Styrene butadiene is the styrene and butadiene. Butadiene we have because we just get it from steam cracked naphtha. So this should be pretty simple. Now we're going to hook a bunch of stuff up, and actually no, let's not make the same mistake I've done every single time I've set one of these up, which is to forget to set that. You are going to take... Now do we use styrene for anything else? Good, we don't. Do we use butadiene for anything else? Good, we don't. So don't have to worry about this using like all of those fluids. So you'll keep that. You're missing a channel. You're missing a channel. So we got a bunch of styrene and butadiene, and we're just missing the power. Power cables. Power cables. I'm still waiting for the moment where we sort of max out how much these cables can transfer. It looks alright at the moment. So this is going to be making us styrene butadiene. You can extract, cool. I did manage to set the output. That's kind of neat. I do like the colourful liquids. But alright, that's that done. That's that done. That's getting us styrene butadiene. And we need to turn that into styrene butadiene rubber. Now, I have a feeling that this could be used for making rubber sheets. It can be. It can be. We'll probably end up going this route. I guess we just make a bunch of the styrene butadiene rubber anyway. So we need that last chemical reactor. You're going to go here. Let's hook up the power. Let's do this thing. I think we should be good for channels. I kind of ran a brand new one. 26 of 32. We're getting close. Getting close. Yeah, we're getting close to filling out these channels. That should be okay. You're going to go there. You're going to need one fluid pipe. Let's use up these yellow ones. And let's, of course, get the... So we're making styrene butadiene. So this needs to get imported. Nice. Extract styrene butadiene. We're going to want lead dust and probably a crafting card, actually. Now, do we have crafting cards? I've got a few crafting cards here, because I was going to use it for something else. And that should be cool. So crafting cards, you can craft lead dust. I think I've taught the recipe for tiny lead dust. And, item pipe. Forgot the item pipe. Forgot the item pipe. And we can restrict that to lead dust. But you can insert whatever. So there's some lead tiny dust. We need 4 of them. It's kind of slow. Let's keep 64 in stock. There we go. That's going to work a bit better. And hey, this is going to overclock 46 times. Yeah, there seems to be like a weird amount, or like different amounts for different recipes. Like this can overclock 54 times for making whatever this thing was making, styrene butadiene. But neat. You were going to make, keeping so much lead dust in there, that should be fine, I think. You craft that. 300 millibuckets. You extract automatically. Nice. And we should now have styrene butadiene in the system. I think all of this is fine now. I think this would keep running. Now, we're kind of getting to the point where we might actually want the base running 24/7. Well, yeah, that's questionable. That's questionable. Because we'll end up with just so many resources. It's going to be ridiculous. But we could constantly chuck aluminium drills into this. Because we constantly need the rubber to make sure we get enough like sulfuric acid. I think we're actually kind of low on sulfuric acid. Oh, you have an export bus. Why did I do an export bus? Oh, that's exporting... Right, sulfuric naphtha into here. Oh, and then you're extracting via an import bus. It really seems like these things are the go. Because they extract way faster. There we go, that's way better. And then you're just held back because we don't have enough sulfuric naphtha because this guy's not fast enough. But right, we can... I think we can craft RAM. I think we can craft RAM. If we plonk this here, we should have enough channels. This is going to be the pattern provider. Pattern provider goes here. We grab the power. Power goes in. You are going to be locked to this recipe. View recipes for assembler. We want... Wait, why could I not... I want to lock that one. Because it's a chemical reactor, not an assembler. That would do it. That explains why I can't do that. Chemical reactor. Oh, okay, that's not really what I wanted to do, but chemical reactor, you are going to make RAM. And that should be almost all we need to do. I'm going to accept that because it seems to handle like the fluid exporting fine with that. And we have the recipe here. Nice. We should be able to make RAM. Now, whether or not we have enough stuff to actually make the RAM, that's another thing entirely. But random access memory. We're missing 0.25 millibuckets of argon because this thing is slowly overclocking. Slowly overclocking, but we're filling up this, and this isn't full yet. So, if we've got that sorted, I think it was the processing thing. We haven't set that up. That's definitely a thing we don't know how to make. That might be, aside from the RAM, is that the only thing we don't know? I got a bunch of titanium to process. Aside from the RAM, to craft two, and it thinks it can craft these. Interesting. Oh, but we're missing argon. It's just platinum dust. And processing unit boards. Now, why don't we know platinum dust? Platinum dust. That was that platinum tiny dust. Wait, don't we have that processing? We do. Oh, I know what the problem will be. No, I don't know what the platinum will be. Wait, what? Wait, hang on. Raw platinum and sulfuric acid becomes industrialized, which becomes this. Right. Right, are we missing... Oh, we're missing an electrolyzer. Oh, so we must have some of that pure... Oh, we've got heaps of purified platinum. Right, we're missing an electrolyzer. Okay, that makes sense. I should just craft one up then. There we go, that makes sense. And then we're missing things like... cadmium actually shouldn't be too bad. We're missing polyvinyl chloride. That's going to be the next big thing. That is going to be the next big thing. We need vinyl chloride... acetylene, hydrochloric acid, acetylene, we should have. That shouldn't actually be a problem. So we can take that off there actually. Do we have acetylene? 96 buckets of acetylene. Hydrochloric acid was hydrogen and chlorine. Chlorine is salt. Makes sodium and we get chlorine. Actually, I think we're making that. Here. We do. Fluid extraction enabled. Do we use salt for anything else? Oh, duplicating coral. Interesting. But kind of maybe if we wanted to do bewitchment, which we, I would like to see all the mods in all the fabric, but yeah, let's, how much salt do we have? 19,000. If we were to craft 19,000 salt, we're missing 1,000 salt. Available 2,000. Start. Weird. We've definitely got more than that. Oh, that's fine. Maybe it's a recipe size. That'll get us a bunch of chlorine. So it's just that hydrochloric acid. Oh, we're actually really, really close to vinyl chloride. I think we're still going to finish that off next episode, though. Because we're getting a little bit long. Hopefully we have this electrolyzer. And that's right. That's going to get us platinum. Do we have any channels left? We have like 4 channels left. Electrolyzer. I'll just put the output on the top. Assume that we want that. And we want to process all of... Oh, I'm actually out of those ME interfaces. We want to process all of that liquid that we've got. And you just extract. And you're going to produce tiny platinum. Extract, extract. And we'll get some of the sodium, or the sulfuric acid back actually, which is going to be good because we're a little bit short on that. Although I suspect all of this stuff's running again. We used all the drills. No, we're getting oil. Yeah. It's going pretty sweet. But hey, more machines added to the pile, and we're getting very close to the processing unit. Neat. This the fluid crafting has definitely been a lifesaver. Such a lifesaver. But anyway, it's been ClassicDuff. Thanks for watching. We'll come back next time for some more All of Fabric 5. See ya.